Hey there everybody, Kat's Paper Designs. So what you have before you is a journal that is ordered from a family member. She wanted a journal for her mom's 90th birthday and she wanted it vintage style. So this is what I came up with. And this is sort of a scrappy journal. And so this material right here is from Joann's. It looks vintage, but it's actually not. I had bought it before Joann's closed down, probably about 2 months ago. I have been working on this book for about a month and a half on the weekends. And so in the back I have some pearls from a vintage necklace, and I sewed them in. I didn't put a lot of embellishments on the front of the book because it's going to be stored on a bookshelf. And so this little tie just slips off, and she's pretty chunky. And so anyway, I kind of like it like this. I used papers from Joann's as well. These were vintage papers from, I want to say about 4 years ago. They still had them there at Joann's, so they were on clearance before the store closed, so I bought them out for this book. I really like it because the font on the paper and the design is very vintage, and it's the colors that we were looking for. It's very, very pretty. These are vintage buttons on here. These are all sewn in. These are vintage pearls. And so this is what the book looks like. So in this book, there's plenty of places for photo mats and journaling cards and tags and things to write on, things to write dates with. So I put little photo corners on each of the photo mats, and there's plenty of envelopes with photo mats to stick pictures on. Isn't that so beautiful? It's like a peach coral color, and it has the gold design in there. It's just so pretty. So anyway, this book has lots of pages with lots of photos, so there's plenty of room to put memories in. So I won't take a lot of it out, but you can get a good idea of what this book will be holding. And so here's a tag to write on. It's a tiny little postcard, so cute. Some of the images on here are from vintage cards and things. They're original. Some of them are from the 1900s. It's another card. So a lot of the pages have little areas where you can post pictures and things. Each section signature starts off with a gigantic pocket to hold plenty of mementos, pictures, and letters. Here is page 2. This here is a pocket, and this has photo mats as well. There's 2 in there. Lace was ordered from Ireland because the lady is Irish, and so we decided to have some Ireland, I guess some inspiration from Ireland. So I printed off and had gotten through a book of Ireland, many of the happy places that people generally go and visit, and many of them are castles. Little folklore about Ireland when Ireland became a nation is also in here. Here's another area where photos can go with mementos. Here's some castle pictures of Ireland and Scotland. Here is page 2. Here we have little flip-up envelopes, and they have photo mats on the inside. And then here is a famous area, church in Ireland. that generally everyone goes to visit. And here we have some vintage linen with some of this trim from Hobby Lobby. It's so beautiful. It's very sparkly. I just love it. I don't know if you can see that on there, how pretty that is. Very, very pretty. All right, and here we have another page where you could put some photo mats. I have some handmade embellishments that were done with some of the vintage papers. Here are some tags on this page, and you could write dates on them when you put your pictures in. Here's another spot for journaling. So that goes right in there. So there's plenty of journaling spots in here, and I love especially making a lot of the embellishments that you see here. It's just so pretty. And then here's another page, and we're going through the first signature. Some photo mats in here. I just love all the vintage lace. There's one down here, another one here. Photo mats, more photo mats, places to journal, mount any kind of memory, receipts. There's a little tuck spot there. There's another tuck spot here. Here's an original picture from, I think it's the original Hansel and Gretel book, but it came from a 1902 book. A little card there. And a painting that's currently hanging in the museum of an Irish painter. And then on the back, everyone can journal their memory of something that they really loved about Mary, who is going to be the owner of this book. Here are some more photo mats, some tuck spots, and then here there's a little tag that has a paper clip in there to hold these little cards on. So there's plenty of places to journal. This is just a little funny story on how boxing started in Ireland. And then there's journaling on the back with a postcard from the collection that I used to make the pictures. Right here is the little tuck spot for writing a memory, and in here, and there's another little tuck spot with some handmade tags, again with that Hobby Lobby trim on there. That's so sparkly, it's so beautiful. I just love that. A little vintage pin, a vintage material, another giant place to put letters, ephemera. Then on this page we have some more tuck spots. This is 1902 little card, calling card, some ephemera from the collection, a little place where a pocket is made with vintage 1970 material, an embellishment. Here we have a little card to journal on, photo mats here, and then here we have an embellishment. This is a piece of material, I think it's like from a doily that you would put on the table. It was cut from Ireland and put in here. I had bought a package from someone who sells vintage lace in Ireland. Here's a postcard. Then in the back here, there's a journaling spot. This is a real pattern from, I guess, the 40s. You can journal on the back. Some lace. Here's another area with a letter. Has plenty of spaces for journaling on these cards. Pictures of Ireland in here. Another vintage postcard. Some more vintage postcards are in here. And a picture. Picture from the 70s. A calling card. Another area in Ireland. That goes right down in here. There's another little tag there to journal on, right here. And I used a lot of the Maggie Holmes collection along with the vintage paper collection that I bought from Joann's. Some photo mats. Another cards for journaling. There's a little tuck spot in here. Some pretty pom-poms from Hobby Lobby. So here's another little place for a picture. And then journaling on the back. That just tucks right in here. Another card from the collection. I just love this paper. It's so pretty. Here's the middle of the second signature. Some postcards to write on in here. Same on this side. I won't pull them all out. 2 photo mats go here. Some more lace. Areas to put pictures. Other areas to write dates in. Some tags from the collection. I want to say this is Simple Stories. I just had these kind of hanging around. I love making these flowers and trim areas. This is a little tuck spot in here. Some vintage postcards in here for journaling. They're real vintage cards. Some more areas for photo mats. Here's a belly band. But I also in the back included, I don't know if you can see that, some pressed flowers that I had put into the book from flowers in my backyard. Another vellum page with a tag area. This opens up to put a letter in. A lot of this was made with scraps. Here's some vintage lace here with a little doily, photo mats behind here. Another tuck spot in here for putting all kinds of ephemera. Looks like there might be something in there. No. Right. This is the third signature. Photo mats, tuck spots, embellishments, trim. It's just so beautiful. More photo spots. Areas of Ireland. Journaling cards. And here's another little picture of Ireland. And here we have more photo mats. This tuck spot. Here's a large 5x7 picture, little note area to write a little date or what's going on in the picture there. Photo mats in here. Little title area to write a title. More little flip up vellum envelopes. I just love making like scrappy embellishments. They come out so beautiful. It's one of my favorite things to do. The person who's getting this book has never scrapbooked before, so I wrote some notes for them to know what all the cards and things are. about the book. I love making embellishments. Some little ephemera tags that are vintage looking. You can write dates on them along with photo mats for the picture. And here we have photo mats here that are 4x6. A beautiful embellishment there. That's so pretty. Here's a belly band that has an area for photo mats behind here. Some pearls and lace. Another vintage card here. And then in here I included a like journaling book. And this is to really write her story in, her memories of her growing up, what her family was like. So this is basically a journal book. It has tea dye papers in here. That way Mary can write all her children and grandchildren memories of the things that she remembers, the important memories that they had growing up. So isn't that beautiful, that picture right there? That tucks right in here. And then here are some vintage illustrations. It says the good old days. And a picture of the family, another little area to hold memories in. So that is the whole entire chunky book. This is a Scrappy journal, and I'm so glad you came and followed me through till the end. I would appreciate if you liked the video and you would like to see more of the creations that I make, please subscribe, and a thumbs up would be so appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Toodles.